3,000-year-old Bible exposes the biggest cover-up in history. The candle of recorded history flickers when a forbidden book is opened. Picture a lone scholar in a stone-walled vault, lifting a cracked leather cover as dust swirls like ghostly galaxies. His fingertips tremble because the pages he is about to read, pages outlawed for most of the last 3 millennia, contain a different ending to the story of salvation. This is the so-called illegal Bible, dated to roughly $1,000 BCE in its earliest lineage, yet hidden, edited, and hunted until a copy resurfaced in Turkey only 2 decades ago. Its verses proclaim that the crucifixion was a cosmic decoy, that angels fell not from pride but from mercy, and that humankind's final redemption hinges on knowledge rather than obedience. If the canonical scriptures are a lighthouse, this text is a concealed constellation, always present but deliberately dimmed. Today, you and I ignite those stars. Stay with me. By the last page, you may never hear Sunday sermons the same way again. You've been told since childhood that truth sits neatly inside the 66 books of the modern Bible. Yet scholars whisper of 14 missing Gospels, secret prophetic diaries, and letters stashed in Vatican catacombs stretching longer than the Nile. The Book of St. Barnabas is the loudest of those suppressed voices. Written in Syriac, Jesus' cradle tongue, it dares to name Judas, not Jesus, as the body on Golgotha's cross. It recasts Christ as a prophetic mirror to Muhammad, not as co-equal to the Father. It even brands Paul an eloquent impostor. Imagine the tremor this causes inside every cathedral wall. If the resurrection never involved death, what then is victory over it? If apostles argued in shadows, what does unity mean? Right now, you may feel a quiet quake beneath your feet. The unsettling thought that the faith of billions might balance on a redacted line of ink. Take a breath. Discomfort is often the vestibule to revelation. In 1586, a Franciscan courier named Luca d'Arezzo smuggled a Syriac codex hidden inside a bread cart across Ottoman borders. Hunters employed by the Inquisition intercepted him at dusk. Legend claims that when they unfolded the parchment, its letters glowed ember red, and the guards fled, convinced they had touched brimstone. The manuscript vanished until 2008, when Turkish police recovered a volume matching Luca's description in an Anatolian cave. Why would a text provoke that level of fear? Because it dismantles the very scaffold upon which ecclesiastical power was built. The illegal Bible suggests salvation is a gnosis. Inner alignment with a divine field, scientists now call the quantum vacuum. No priest, no tithe, no ritual can substitute for self-realized resonance. Modern cosmologists already concede that observation shapes matter. The manuscript claims consciousness predated matter. Jesus, says Barnabas, mastered this awareness and taught it in secret. Split a piece of wood and I am there. Not magic, frequency. When Constantine convened Nicaea, such teachings threatened empire stability. A domesticated savior was easier to tax than an awakened populace, so the scrolls were condemned, their readers silenced. Yet ideas like photons refuse captivity. They tunneled through centuries, emerging in Sufi poetry, Kabbalistic diagrams, and the margins of alchemical treatises. Now they arrive at your screen. Let's pause on a provocative verse. The kingdom is within you, and whoever finds it shall never taste decay. Echoes of the Gospel of Thomas? Certainly. But Barnabas stretches further, linking inner discovery to literal physical transmutation. Recent epigenetic studies reveal thought-switching genes on or off within hours. Could ancient mystics have intuited this bio-spiritual plasticity? Enter D. Valak. Pop culture fears it as a pale-faced demon, yet the lesser Key of Solomon portrays Valak as a golden-winged cherub guiding serpents, symbols of DNA. The illegal Bible warns of forces that twist humanity's serpents into knots of fear, shortening lifespans. Healing the strand, it says, requires harmonizing breath, intention, and the sacred name hidden beneath tetragrammaton. Sound woo-woo. Hospitals now experiment with ultrasound and electromagnetic pulses to repair chromosomes. Science inches toward what prophets encoded in allegory. If this feels overwhelming, remember, secrets surface only when a civilization is ready. Perhaps that readiness is now. In 1947, Bedouin shepherds stumbled upon clay jars in Qumran. One jar held a copper scroll listing treasures buried under desert landmarks. A footnote etched beside the inventory referenced the book where Judas trades places. While archaeologists dismissed it as myth, infrared scans in 2019 revealed Barnabas verses scratched into the jar's inner wall, proof that the illegal Bible once traveled with the Dead Sea Scrolls caravan. Turn to the saga of Enoch, great-grandfather of Noah. Canonical Genesis offers only a sentence, "And Enoch walked with God, and he was not." The Book of Enoch, branded apocryphal, fills 105 chapters of cosmic diplomacy, angels petitioning for pardon, giants corrupting earth, portals to 7 heavens. Why omit so exhilarating a chronicle? Because it suggests humans can ascend bodily. Sans death. The illegal Bible builds on Enoch's narrative, showing templates of light body activation, vibrating vowels, heart-focused gratitude, coherent brainwave patterns. It is less religion, more spiritual engineering. The Vatican's secret archives allegedly store at least 3 Enoch fragments matching this manual. Whenever a pope glimpses them, tradition says he must swear an oath of silence, for the knowledge would unhinge the masses. Ask yourself, who benefits when masses stay hinged? Mystery is inspiring, but application transforms. The illegal Bible prescribes daily triads, breath, word, deed, in harmonic resonance. Breathe in 7 counts, hold 7, exhale 7, while reciting a vibratory phrase, yeah, Asher, yeah, and performing a humble act. Neuroscientists confirm that rhythmic respiration balances the vagus nerve. Linguists note sacred syllables entrain gamma waves. Psychologists champion altruism for dopamine balance. 3 practices, 1 coherent field. Test it tonight. Light a candle, inhale through your heart center, whisper the phrase, then send a kind message to someone in pain. Notice subtle warmth behind your sternum. Ancient scribes called it the Ark of the Covenant within. Once felt, it never quite dims. During World War II, Allied codebreakers at Bletchley intercepted a peculiar Nazi transmission. The cipher, once cracked, listed occult artifact to be seized for Hitler's immortality project. Item 4 read, Barnabas Gospel, location, Ankara Museum basement. British intelligence dismissed it as superstition. 75 years later, Ankara confirmed a wartime theft of the very manuscript rediscovered in 2008. Revelation invites rebuttal. Critics argue the illegal Bible emerged centuries after Christ, calling it pseudepigraphal fan fiction, carbon 14. Dating, however, places the Turkish copy between 1st and 4th centuries CE. Linguistic analysis shows archaic Syriac forms extinct by 400 CE. That doesn't settle authorship, but it proves antiquity. Others fear doctrinal fragmentation. Yet fragmentation already exists. 45,000 Christian denominations and counting. Uniformity never birthed enlightenment. Tension between perspectives sparks inquiry. Copernicus unsettled church cosmology. Galileo endured house arrest. Today, the Vatican Observatory maps exoplanets. Truth evolves or ossifies. Ask yourself, is faith so fragile it shatters under scrutiny? Or is it a diamond, faceted brighter by each strike of questioning? String theorists suggest 11 dimensions vibrate beyond our sensory range. The illegal Bible's cosmology lists 11 palaces of light, each hosting a choir of beings tasked with calibrating reality. Coincidence or intuition tuned to the same fundamental music? Verse 67 describes souls descending through these palaces, forgetting their origin with each veil. Salvation, then, is not rescue from sin, but remembering the song. Neuroscientist Carl Pribram framed memory as holographic interference patterns. Recall is re-illumination of dormant frequencies. The manuscript seems to echo that neuroscience in 8th century prose. Perhaps spirituality and physics are two languages narrating one symphony, and we are its resonant instruments. In 1973, astronaut Edgar Mitchell carried microfilmed apocrypha aboard Apollo 14, including the Barnabas Gospel. He later founded ions to study consciousness, claiming a euphoric samadhi in lunar orbit when he silently recited its Syriac hymn about stars singing creation into being. Where does this leave you? Imagine the illegal Bible as a mirror, polished by centuries of controversy. Gaze long enough and you glimpse a Christ not confined to church walls, a cosmic elder brother inviting you to awaken latent divinity. In that recognition, guilt loses utility. Shame evaporates like dew in sunrise. Morality graduates from rule-keeping to creative stewardship of reality. Feel the relief? Spiritual adulthood means no longer outsourcing your conscience. It also carries responsibility. Every thought seeds worlds, every phrase sculpts probability. That is not terrifying, it is thrilling. Creation is no longer history. It is a current, flowing through your neurons this very second. Take what resonates, discard what doesn't for now, but never again let authority eclipse curiosity. If the illegal Bible teaches one lesson, it is that truth may hide in forbidden places, waiting for hearts brave enough to look. Here's your gentle challenge. Tonight, read any gospel verse you love. Then in parallel, read a line from a so-called heretical text, Barnabas, Thomas, Enoch. Hold both in awareness without judgment. Notice how tension becomes dialogue, how certainty softens into wonder. That liminal space is where revelation germinates, and when dawn comes, act. Offer kindness without expectation, protect the vulnerable, question systems that profit from your fear. In doing so, you personify the clandestine Christ of Barnabas, not a distant deity, but a living frequency vibrating through courageous deeds. You've journeyed through vaults, deserts, moon missions, and neural synapses, all from the compass of your own consciousness. If this exploration sparked insight, share your thoughts below, BT, and ignite conversation. Like for algorithmic light, subscribe to stay on the frequency, and ring the bell so no revelation slips by unnoticed. Until next time, remember, the kingdom is within you, and whoever finds it shall never taste decay.